minutes. So I did kind of get my background working pretty decently on my adequately. Let's say I got it adequately working on my football field. Now I have some. Now I'm trying to actually work on the simulation panel to try to see if it's possible to get this going. Now I was talking to AI here. AI is telling me, well, you can do it that way, but do you want to? I'm like, I did. What are you saying exactly here? What exactly are you telling me? He says, well, this way might be better. I go, well, you did tell me to do it this way, you dumb thing. It's like AI goes, oh, but I have this better idea. You know, it's interesting. I've done that. I've actually helped people that way. So it's like the first thing that comes to mind is this, do this. And then you kind of start helping them with it. You know, it's like after about several minutes of working on it, they go, oh, no. What am I thinking? There's this way. You could have just done this. And it's a lot easier and simpler. But they're like, wait a minute. We just spent 30 minutes doing this and you had a 5-minute solution? Now, I'm human. That kind of thing happens. It comes to mind. That's what you work with. You do it. Your mind goes, hey, you got this other. This is AI. It's supposed to know the best solution right out the gate. Now, it says the viewport option, which I already created. That's what this guy is. This is a viewport. And it actually looks at my field, and that's where my players are going to be. And I was going to put a viewport into my simulation panel, and that's the game going to show up in there. Yeah, that doesn't quite work the way I wanted it to, apparently. So I was like, yeah, you could do that, but let's try this. I was like, all right, well, let's try this. So in your project panel, right click and select create render texture. So I'm assuming the project is actually my Android project, which is this. Let's set this as my active scene. And then I'm just going through the steps here because I don't have any idea what I'm doing. So all you AI haters, hey man, I'm new. So I'm getting a lot done considering I don't know anything about AI. So it's actually it's a little of a mislead because it's not really with AI is not building this for me. It's just telling me how, which I guess is good too because you know it helps me to learn. But when it gives me code, it does give me code, and I usually just take the code for what it is. But then I spend a lot of time trying to help it debug because it's like, oh well, I didn't know you were doing this. I'm like, well, I didn't know you were doing that. So keep getting us both on the same page is kind of tricky sometimes. All right, so I guess football field render texture. Sure, why not? I'm going to put this inside of my simulation panel. It feels like that's where it should be. I hope that's correct. Create render texture. Create. Don't I have to go up to some other thing? Game object? Is it rendering? Nope. Clear component. Rendering. I don't see no render texture. What are you talking about there? There is no right click and select create render texture. Right click. Create empty. Texture. UI. Maybe it's under UI. Nope. UI toolkit. Okay. Fail. Okay, so I am working in Unity 6. Right click as create empty, but no create render texture or create render texture. Sometimes I tell it Unity 6 because I think sometimes it thinks I'm not working in Unity 6. And then it goes, oh yeah, Unity 6 is different. Let me show you Unity 6. Here's how to create a render texture in Unity 6. So we're going to click the plus icon on the top left corner. Okay. Under rendering, render texture. I don't think that exists either. I have ERP decal projector. Rendering menu only has ERP. What was that? ERP decal protector? ERP decal projector. ERP decal projector. Nothing else. Maybe I have to install these render textures. You can create a render texture through code. Well, maybe, but I feel like there should be a UI way to do this. What if I just walk up the line? See what else has. Legacy, Text Mesh Pro. Input field. Extensions. I don't see anything like render texture. Okay, so let's go see. Where is create render texture in Unity 6? Assets, create render texture in the project window. Assets, create. Oh, I think I might be somewhere. Aha! Aha! Found it! So it's under assets, create render texture. Sheesh. Okay. All right. So there it is. Where'd it put it? Where is, oh, it put it way over here. Oh, all right. Well, okay. Back up to the top. All right. Football field render texture. Sure. Football sim render RT. Render texture. Sure, if I remember. What that the RT stands for. 1280 by 720 and format, usually ARGB32. Okay, so do I have format on here? Color format? Or what? ARGB. Jeez. That's not even a thing. There's no ARGB. What was that? Something unnorm? I think I tried this before. I think it had me do that before. Something 32 though. Do I have a 32 option? 16, 16, here we go, 32. There's a lot of letters in that one. Is that a good way to go? Bunch of items in the color format options. Lots of options in the color format drop down for render texture. None are ARGB32. All right, so resolution. So my resolution, I believe, is 21. I want to say 2176. Pretty sure that's what it was. My main canvas, 2176. Yippers, skippers. So the width is 2176. Pretty much going to try to use the whole screen here. Now the height, it's like 1812, but I'm only using, I feel like half height might not be enough. So let's go with let's see, 1812 would be 900. Let's go with, let's see, 906. 906 is half. Let's do 906. If it's not work, if it doesn't work, I'll try something else. Okay. All right. Configure the football field scene camera. Open your football field scene. Select the main camera that views your football field. In the inspector, find the target texture property. Drag your football field RT into this field. Okay. Select the main camera that views your football field. In the inspector, find the which one is this? This is the home sideline main. Why does that look off? Y is how high up it is, 200 for rotation. Why is there a rotation on my x-axis for the Y camera? Oh. That's what I want. It's looking down, okay. $200 is how far back we are. 100 is how high we are. It's weird, but I think that's still oh, okay. So when I center the camera is where it's supposed to be. Okay, so we're good. Just the camera looks weird from where it's sitting right now. Okay. So what do I need to set? I need to set target texture. Opaque texture. Target texture. Okay, so target texture. Okay. Drag your football field RT into this field. Make sure the camera is positioned to capture the desired view. Well, yeah. Football field camera mono behavior. Set up the camera UI scene. Open your Android application scene, find the simulation panel, add a raw image component to it, or use an existing UI element. Alright, so we're going to add a raw image UI. Oh, there it is, raw image. So I don't need this. That's gone. That's not a thing. Because I put it on my other scene. Raw image. Open your find your simulation panel, add a raw image component. Set the raw image's texture to your football field RT. Okay. Oh, check that out. So we're going to go stretch. Honestly, I don't know what this thing is. I thought that was the bottom half of that panel. What is this thing? Oops. Oh, that's this. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. So this should probably be all the way across. And we'll just say stretch 0, 0, 0, 0. Set up scene loading. Create a script to manage loading both scenes. Communication between scenes if needed. If your UI needs to interact with the football simulation, methods control simulation that can be called from any scene. All right. Set up scene loading. Create a script to manage loading both scenes. Communicate between scenes. Add both scene names to your build settings. Testing. Both scene names to your build settings. Make sure the scene loader script is attached to a game object in your initial scene. Add both scene names to your build settings. Oh, both scene names to my build. Oh, I remember that. That's Control Shift B. And that's my on field scene. Okay, but okay, since we are loading both scenes, don't want the on field scene to be visible except through the raw image. Also, I have different, I have 4 different cameras. And a few cameras control panel and the simulator. And if I want these buttons to work, camera button manager. And I will need to update the scripts core camera button manager. Oh shoot, I forgot I can't use that thing anymore. Now that I know this doesn't work. I didn't realize that this is weird. This doesn't work, but I'm trying to come up with better and cooler ways to do thumbnails. Trying to put different thumbnails in my code each time, but I'm trying to figure out better ways and more and better, faster, cooler ways to do it. So, if anybody's got any suggestions, what I'm thinking about doing is coming up. So this goes away. This left. There. Nope, 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 nope. Is it possible to drag this out? Oh, check that out. I can do that. That's cool. Have my scene not in my scene? Have my scene not in my scene? Huh. Okay, well, it's an idea. I'll probably be doing this more. Although I don't think, pretty sure that's going to go behind if I do that. Oh no, it doesn't. Well, what do you know? Cool beaners. Gives me some way to mess with the scene I'm actually displaying a little bit cooler. All right, back to it. I think I'm getting close to getting something to try. Let's go see what it said about my question. Oh, wait, that was my question. I'll address both issues. Making the football field scene invisible, except through the raw image, and updating the camera button manager to work with this new setup. Hiding the football field scene. To make the football field scene only visible through a raw image, set camera's output to render texture only. Okay, so is that a thing? Render texture only? Target eye. Target display. This is empty. There isn't a render texture only option, but it probably does it in code. Set camera's output to render texture only. Camera cam. Ensure the camera renders only to render texture, not to the scene. Set camera's display index to prevent screen rendering. Set camera's display index to prevent. So basically, create a scene manager to control scene visibility. Simulation scene manager. A football field scene additively. Find all cameras in the football field scene and configure them. Alright, so let's go over to my oh, I see what's going on. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. All right, so we got the camera button manager. It says the things are staying the same. Existing fields. I don't know. Camera button manager. Serialize private render texture. Add reference to render texture. Track cameras from loaded scene. Existing initialization code, and then register for scene loading event. So we'll do this. And I guess I'll put this in the setup buttons. It's in the start method, right? Yep. On scene loaded. Okay, hopefully that'll work without any new errors. Okay, so now we have to go back up to part 3, setting up the UI scene. In your Android scene, UI simulation panel. Do I have a... I have a UI field. Playbook. Add simulation. And then I'll go down here to my scripts. Go to UI. Simulation. Add. Create UI. Or scripting. New script. Call it UI simulation. Sure, call it that. Easy to reference. Copy this. All right, so what is it going to do? Set the render texture to the display panel. Simulation Scene Manager. What do I need this for? What is this doing? Load football field scene additively. Find all cameras in the football field scene and configure them. Oh, okay. Sounds like I need that. That sounds kind of important. Sometimes it gives me things and it's like, oh, but it's got all these options in it. It's like, I don't want all those options. Those are dumb. But sometimes it's not. So I just gotta read through, see what it's doing, see if it's something that's gonna be a thing. So I guess simulation scene manager. Let's go. That build. And then we'll go create scripting, empty C# script. We're gonna go simulation scene manager. I love the way that it doesn't let you see the whole thing, so you gotta see if you spelled correctly at another time. Okay. Set camera's output to render texture only. Football field camera. What's the football field camera? So what it did do is got rid of the need for me to do this, which is, oh, this thing. It's not being used. Which I was going to use, but apparently I don't need to. And apparently it's not even the best way to do it. So I like going with the best way to do it. Now I may actually move this down or move this up. I want these buttons to technically be on the field, kind of like sitting in the corner or something. Also, I may have to change the way my camera is pointed. I think I need to have it higher and probably viewing less, which I'm not sure the best way to do that. I want the field to be more on the field. I mean, right now I see too much field, which means things are going to be kind of wonky. And if I can make it bigger, adjust the camera position, but I can do that later. But I'm thinking a higher camera looking down more on the screen might be better. A higher camera looking more downward. I do like the angle because you can kind of see a little bit, but there's a point at which you gotta kind of balance that, and I'll probably play with that some as we go through here. All right, so I don't know what this one's doing. To make the football field scene only visible through your raw image, set camera's output to render texture only. Keep display it only through raw. Update your camera button manager to work with camera. Let me know if you need clarification. So all right, let's just see what this does. I have a feeling it's not quite right. One of the things I don't quite get is it says just set it to a display that's not being used. Set camera's display index to prevent screen rendering. But if the camera's not being grabbed, it may not matter. So let's see what this does. I mean, oops. You know what I didn't do? I don't think I attached these scripts. That's weird. That's not what the simulator's. Oh, okay. That's my simulator. So I got my playbook, loading some plays. I got my simulator. Not doing anything. Nope. So, is it any different when I do it here? Or is that just automatically showing? Right? Oh, they're already on the same page. Okay, so we're not quite there, but we're getting closer-ish. I have plans for this upper area, by the way. You're like, why aren't you using the upper area? Got plans, man. We're getting there, one thing at a time. Well, when I ran the project to simulate raw images either not showing or not working. I think that this one will. Can you believe tomorrow's Wednesday already? I feel like even when it's Monday, I'm like, oh my gosh, the week's almost over. It's like the time just flies so fast, but it's only Monday. I know it's Tuesday, but I'm just saying, even on Monday, I feel like I don't have much time left. I've only got 5 days. Go work. Yeah, I'm not putting in the hours that some guys do, though. I admit, some people are developing and they're putting in 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-hour days. I don't, because I got too many other things going on, but I think between the mornings and the afternoons and then my coming back at night, typically putting in 10 hours on a frequent basis. You can burn out if you overdo it. And there's times when I'm just like, okay, enough's enough, you know. Time to call it. But verify render texture assignment. First, ensure the render texture is properly assigned. Okay, so if I go to the render texture, check camera. I don't want it necessarily. Should I add render texture to the render texture of all 4 cameras? That's the first thing. So I know we had to add it to one of these. And it's quite possible I'm showing the wrong one. Disable all cameras initially. Okay. Probably better to do that in code. I sometimes don't like doing stuff in code if I don't have to. I mean, if I can just turn them off and make them start right. That always feels like the right answer, but sometimes if you do it in code, at least you know you're locking it down for each camera and all camera. So what should that be? There's a couple things going on. One, I don't think I actually implemented a lot of these scripts. Where do I put all these scripts? Ones just gave and the ones above. These don't even show what file to add them to, and the ones above don't say which object to update. AI gets, I noticed that the more you do, especially in a day, AI gets lazier. It's slowly and surely. That's weird. Look at that. Why does that one have like stuff on top and this one doesn't? That's pretty weird. It's like that's showing the opposite side camera. Why? What is this? Oh, this is the actual nothing scene, I guess. I should probably put this back. Okay. Here I should clear out the place for the scripts. Let me provide a specific implementation. Main scene setup. UI scene with raw image. Create in your UI scene. Create an empty game object named Simulation Manager. I already have all this stuff. Camera button manager update. Right. Keep going. In the inspector, on your simulation manager game object. That's all I wanted. Okay, simulation. Drag your UI raw image into the simulation display. So that would be this guy. Simulation display field. Wait. Oh. On your simulation manager game object. Do I have a simulation manager game object? I didn't know I had one. Okay, so either create and assign a render texture asset or let the script create one at runtime. Set the football scene name. Okay, let's step back. Take a look at my code before giving me new code. Just give me the edits and where they go. This is my simulation panel UI hierarchy. Simulation panel, view, control, panel, with buttons for each field. Scene panel. The root of my content container that contains all my, that contains the simulation panel and others. I have a scene manager theme object. There are not yet any other football scene, football field scene, or simulation panel. Come on. Panel related objects. Of the main application scene. Okay. Because it keeps trying to, it goes, okay, let me give you all this code. And it's like, it's not what I want. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Based on your current setup, I'll provide targeted edits for existing structure rather than new scripts. Yes, that would be great. Scene render texture assets. In Unity, go to Assets folder and Project View. Right-click, create custom render texture. I already have a render texture. What? My simulation panel raw image already contains the football sim render texture. In dev, it It is 10:12. I should probably call it, but I am getting closer. You can see things are starting to pop up. I think one of the things I want to do too is change my buttons. I don't like stupid gray buttons. So we'll have to come up with some cool way to render that. Probably with maybe a football field, a little football field with some camera angles. And then, or like a okay, I gotta come up with something. They're just gonna be images, but they'll look a lot better than this. And I don't even know if I'm gonna keep it live because I don't know how it's gonna look with my image with my backgrounds. So we'll see. More about that later though. First, ensure your canvas and raw image remain visible during runtime. Select canvas containing the simulation panel. Yes. Well, I already know the simulation panel becomes visible. Check these settings. Canvas render mode should be scene space. Yeah, canvas. Yeah. Select your raw image and check. So my raw image. Alpha value. Make sure alpha is not 0. Completely transparent. Shouldn't be any kind of 0, but whatever. And texture. It should alpha is like completely not transparent. So we're good. Raycast target is checked. Game object active state. Ensure it's not disabled. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're fine there. Ensure camera configuration happens at runtime. Runtime camera. The main issue is likely that your cameras aren't being configured to use the render texture at runtime. Add this script to your football scene. Okay. Add this to a game object in your football scene, like manager object. Runtime camera. Alright, well, let's add it here. Game viewport. I guess I don't need the game viewport of my football camera manager script. Since we are not using the viewport anymore, perhaps we update that object serialization for the camera manager. Football camera manager to the runtime camera setup. Reuse and redirect. Oh, football camera manager. Where's the football? Oh, there it is. So we will take this guy and put it on the, replace this guy. Oh, what did I just do? Just want this value. And we're going to put it on this spot. There we go. Alright, so we got private Camera, active camera index. Do I not have an awake? I don't have an awake. Yeah, I don't need that. But I will put these in. Actually, I kind of want this awake to be before the start. I don't know why. Just feel like that's where it belongs. Maybe that's normal, maybe it's not. Guess we'll find out in a minute. And switch to camera. Okie dokie, I got some errors. I probably need to go to bed. Okay, so I think I'm going to call it for now and get back to it tomorrow. We are getting close. I should have hopefully some kind of rendering going on this by tomorrow. Then my next goal will be to start adding the full 22 players to the field just to see what they look like with 22 characters on the field. Probably go with all lizards because I don't really have a lot of other images at this point and I'm not ready to mess with other stuff. So the whole game might just be played with lizards for the first couple of iterations. Can you find objects by type? Oh. That didn't work either. Still doesn't like it. But in the meantime, we will do this. Not sure what it changed, but we'll see if any of these go away. So you say, okay. It's kind of weird. Sometimes AI makes mistakes that are like human mistakes. It's like, something weird there. Okay, it says it consistently did stuff. Oh, I see what it did. It didn't actually fix the other code because it changed the name. I guess I should have noticed it did that. That's an object though. Still not right. Still trying to fix something that is not. All right, I need to hit it. Till next time, God bless.